Hello, welcome to Killer Score, the podcast that covers cult classic films with cool soundtracks, interesting composers, all that jazz, yada, yada, yada. If you're familiar with the podcast, you probably know this by now. But yeah, so we're back again. It's late in the year. We're about to wrap it up this year, pretty much.
Holidays.
Yeah, I mean, we might have another episode after this, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The year's wrapping up. Yeah.
We'll see.
The year's wrapping up, you know?
Yeah, basically. It's already in the middle of December.
It's winter, it's cold, it's dark. We somehow picked a movie that doesn't really factor a lot of that in.
The wheel has spoken.
Okay, so...
I mean, there is Hanukkah in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we're covering a movie that I've heard of for years that I've never seen, but, I'll let the others take it off.
Are we going to do introductions?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Daulton Morrison.
I'm Don Morrison, yada, yada. You know, the drill.
You know. I'm Erin Murray. I'm this guy's partner. I'm here. Hi.
Richard Eckert. Richard's rad voices. Part-time voice actor. Full-time pain in the ass to these two.
Yes.
And I'm the biter.
And this time, it is my pick. First, number one, it is a weird pick, I will admit.
Yeah, kinda.
A little bit.
Got a barbecue lighter.
But it's got...
It's actually kind of a blowtorch.
A little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't press it?
I mean, you can. It's not like a giant flame.
Okay.
Careful.
I want to press it. Yeah, flames.
The flame didn't even shoot out, though.
Oh, it didn't?
Nothing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, fire.
I told you it's like a blowtorch.
See, we got a little spectacle for you on the camera. I'm going to do that again just because I want to see it. Yeah, flame.
Anyway.
Put it on top of paper. It's fine.
As long as we don't light things on fire, we're good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's not commit arson in our own house.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's not. So, as you are probably aware if you watched our Crow episode, the movie we are covering this time is Don Bluth and Steven Spielberg's An American Tail. It has a sick sense of humor, what with what's going on in America right now. I'm sorry.
Don Bluth and Steven Spielberg. I've never heard of those two before.
Well,
why don't you tell us a little more about them?
My point.
I'm a dingus.
You're a stinker.
You're a jackass. So, real quick, I'm going to tell you the story of two filmmakers. One is an animation legend. The other is Steven Spielberg.
I know.
Let's start with the first.
You know who Steven Spielberg
Yeah.
is.
We all know who Steven Spielberg is.
And if you haven't, where's that rock of yours?
Yes, you do. And if you haven't heard of Steven Spielberg, yes, you have.
Fair. All right. Those uninitiated are the first of these people, however. Don Bluth is an animation pioneer, first famous for a lot of his early work with Disney, before eventually branching off and making his own animated films, which started off amazing in the 80s before hitting a bit of a snag in the 90s, to put it mildly.
I've seen like one Don Bluth movie.
What would that be?
Secret of NEM?
No, the first one of his those dinosaur movies that they made.
Land Before Time.
Yeah, I've seen Land Before Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not my favorite of his, to be honest, but not a bad one.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
The thing is, they just made a bajillion Land Before Time.
There's isn't there like 12 sequels or something?
There's some like 14
There's
movies. Or
almost
something
20.
Like that.
Oh my god.
And a series.
Yeah, remember?
Oh god, you're right. There was a TV series.
Jenny Nicholson did a great video where she watched and ranked every single Land Before Time
Fantastic movie. One.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're like airplane entertainment.
Yeah.
They're memorable. They got cute little characters. If you're a dinosaur person, watch them, I guess.
Yeah. I honestly, I loved that movie when I was a kid because I love dinosaurs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, Littlefoot's mom. Yeah, you're gonna cry.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
The only time you can cry over an animal that's been extinct for 65 million years.
Yeah.
You monster. Don't laugh. Anyway, An American Tail.
Yeah. We act like they all yellered that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Don Bluth, like I said, started out with Disney, did work on stuff like The Rescuers
Did
and
you work on the Billy Joel one?
Oliver and Company?
Yeah.
Nah, that was around the time
No.
that he left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he lives in the 80s.
That was the 80s.
Wasn't Oliver and Company in the 80s?
It was,
That's
but he left like before Oliver and Company.
Okay.
He left. Oliver and Company was one of their first like post Don Bluth movies, but
That explains a lot.
this was his I believe third overall film.
Speaking of movies that I've heard, sure are movies. Oliver and Company.
It is a movie. It's one of the few Disney movies I didn't have on VHS as a kid, which is funny because my mom's a big Billy Joel fan.
That is kind of funny.
It's not bad.
Like seeing Billy Joel in concert 3 times.
It's not as bad as the reviews at the time made it seem. There are things
It's
I like.
okay.
It's decent. It's got some good songs. It has a weirdly intimidating villain with Robert Loggia voicing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know he was on The Sopranos and they killed his character off just because the cast and crew hated dealing with him?
That tracks.
Yeah.
It's like that Family Guy joke. You ever see that one?
Yeah, they were just like, he's such a pain in the ass to deal with. It's not even worth having him on the show.
It's like, you ever see that Family Guy joke? It was one of the earlier ones. Robert Loggia. R as in Robert Loggia. O as in oh my god, it's Robert Loggia. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it goes on through the entire night.
Yeah, and Peter's just like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if they go through his full name, like
do.
including like middle name and
No, they did an entire
First and last.
entire last
Okay,
name.
because I was gonna say if they did like his full name, because like if they did like first name, middle names, confirmation name, mother's maiden name.
Yeah.
anyway. So, An American Tail was the third overall theatrical film for Don Bluth's independent studio after the true masterpiece, The Secret of Nim, which we will cover one day. I can feel it.
And this movie has nothing to do with Family Guy or Seth MacFarlane, as far as I'm aware.
I don't think it does.
Unless,
At all.
unless like
Yeah.
Seth referenced Don Bluth at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised. He references a lot of shit.
He's referenced a lot of stuff. I mean, he's even said like Peter and Brian are basically just Peabody and Sherman.
Basically.
Yeah.
So Secret of Nim was one of those things that did bad at the box office, but made its money back in VHS and critical stuff. And Land Before Time was a huge hit.
Yeah.
Absolute gangbusters.
It's one of those things where they had one really successful theatrical film, and then they just made a bajillion direct-to-DVD stuff.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Air Bud. Airbud's
Bud.
another example. Because, like, people don't realize those random dog movies, the Buddies films, those are Air Bud spin-offs.
about
Those are his
puppies.
kids.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's a lot of. I just think the John Oliver bit about Air Bud.
Yeah.
That was
But also, I also think about it was like, there's nothing that rules saying a dog can't play basketball.
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Yeah, there's literally a great bit, too, where the Weiss kids, talked about where they were, like, on a tour once, and just to torment Zach, they all got into the Buddies films and bought them at, like, every gas station they, like, stopped at.
Because those are like
Yeah.
bargain bin
Yeah,
fodder.
and they would
Yeah.
just watch them on the tour bus and pretend they liked it and were obsessed with them, and Zach would be like, what the fuck?
What is this?
Yeah.
And Zach would go on to
Creep Barbarian.
could go on to make Barbarian.
Yep.
Anywho, with the success of Land Before Time, Bluth would end up attracting the attention of the aforementioned legend Steven Spielberg, who helped him by being the executive producer on this film. Production began in December 1984 as a collaboration between Spielberg, Bluth, and Universal based on a concept by screenwriter David Kirshner. Or Kirshner.
Yeah, there was like a period of time.
Kirshner.
Yeah, there was like a period of time where Spielberg just started throwing money at animation.
Yeah.
We will get to that.
Yeah.
Because this movie is the
start of that, basically.
It's the launch pad for Spielberg's
throwing money at animation studios.
I mean, the entire WB like kids block of the early '90s was like all like Spielberg. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there is a picture of Steven Spielberg on the set of Animaniacs reading this. No, he was on the set of Schindler's List reading the script for Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because he
what a
did
juxtaposition.
Yeah, because he did like that, Tiny Toons, and of course, Pinky and the Brain.
Yep.
Yeah. Did he do Freakazoid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Elvira, not Elvira, like Elmira or whatever.
Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain.
Which,
Boo.
Yeah, no.
that one is so bad.
Even the theme song, Lampshades. Did you know the lyrics? Now Pinky and the Brain, they share a new domain. It's what the network wants. Why bother to complain?
Yeah.
Anyway,
networks back then. Let's do a classic side tangent because why not? Networks back then were insane with like their demands and their restrictions. Like the stuff that the crew had to go through for Batman the Animated Series is the stuff of legend.
yeah.
I'm sure Richie will love to ramble about this too a bit.
I would, but then I'd never finish this intro.
Like my personal favorite is the reason it's so old-fashioned is because the network was like, you can't have them shooting realistic guns at Batman.
So they have Tommy guns.
So they were like, what if it's all guns nobody uses anymore that aren't like common? And they're like, okay.
Yeah, and which is funny because the loophole worked because motherfuckers are shooting guns all over the place in that show.
Yeah. They're just not realistic or modern guns.
The guns you would find in a gangster movie in the 40s.
At most, you get like a semi-modern handgun that Batman promptly disarms.
Yeah, or another one of my personal favorites. The entire reason Harley Quinn exists is because of network over censoring and like correcting on things. And sexism. I'm not even joking.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh, you don't know this?
No, we don't.
Tell me real
Pray
quick.
tell.
Oh, hell yeah. So, famously, in the episode where Harley Quinn is introduced, she jumps out of a cake.
Okay.
That was originally Joker, and it was going to be a joke about, the Joker. They're like, you can't have a guy jumping out of a cake.
A+ for imagery, F for inclusion.
So they were just like, what if we made it like a female clown hench lady? And then they were like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
An American
Sure.
Tale.
Yeah. And thank you, stupid network executives, for inadvertently giving us Harley Quinn.
Good character.
Yeah, great
Love,
character.
love Harley Quinn.
And the funniest thing about that is, like, they did that, like, grumbling, and then they were like, oh, this character's really fun to write for. Oh, Arlene Sorkin's doing a great job with this. Oh, I guess we'll just keep using her.
Rest in peace, Miss Sorkin.
Yeah.
American Tail.
David Kirshner came up with the concept for American Tail. He would later become the screenwriter and producer known for his work on this, the Child's Play series, and Titan AE.
Oh, okay.
Those are three movies I would not put in the same categories.
Hey, it's Hollywood. Sorry.
You can do a 6 Degrees of Child's Play.
Absolutely.
So many people worked on those or were involved in those.
Brad
in some
Dourif.
way. Chris Sarandon.
Catherine Hicks from Seventh Heaven.
Of course, classic example. Obviously Jennifer Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
One of my personal favorite ones to bring up because it's also something he gets recognized for, much to his amusement, John Waters.
Oh yeah, he does get killed in one of the
Yeah,
Chuck
he's like a sleazy TMZ style guy in one of the movies that he gets murdered.
And
Yeah.
Seed, I believe it was,
Seed.
or Bride.
Yeah,
it was one of the more
the
comedy ones.
the middle era ones.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he said if people don't recognize him for like Hairspray, they usually go, "Hey, weren't you on The Simpsons?" Or, "Hey, weren't you in that one Chucky movie?"
An American Tale. Sorry. Originally, the idea was conceived as a television special, but Spielberg felt it had potential as a feature film. And this is where the funny production stories start, because the two of them, Bluth and Spielberg, learned a lot from each other.
Yeah.
In good ways, obviously, but in funny ways. Spielberg, evidently, having simultaneously a lot of creative control, but not so much that he hampered Bluth.
Oh, okay.
In an interview, he described the role as first in the area of story, inventing incidents for the script, and consists of looking every 3 weeks to a month at the storyboards that Bluth sends me and making my comments. Bluth would later comment that Steven had not dominated the creative growth of American Tail at all. There's an equal share between both of us in the picture. That said, there was still some standard executive tomfoolery. Not too bad. It's not David Zaslav bad.
Throw a rap number in there.
Not that bad.
No.
However, as this was Spielberg's first animated feature, he had to learn just how fucking long and intensive the process was.
Oh, yeah.
Cookie?
In a minute. Not while I'm doing the spiel. Sorry. But it took...
The mic. I'm trying to chew in the mic.
Oh, right. It took him some time to learn, for instance, that adding a 2-minute scene would take dozens of months worth of work. Not that he was a diva about it at all. In fact, he stated, "At this point, I'm enlightened, but I can't believe it's so complicated."
Yeah.
I mean, animation being underestimated? In what era?
Yeah.
Everyone?
No surprise.
Every single era. But that's kind of refreshing, honestly.
It's no surprise from someone who's like a workaholic, like filmmaker, like Steven Spielberg is.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is a workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he was a little confused, but Bluth said he was, good to work with.
I mean, famously, him and George Lucas basically came up with the Indiana Jones films where they were like hanging out in a hotel and just like rambling and just like start writing shit down.
It's like me and Oathbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, it was Universal Pictures' first animated feature film since a 1965 feature called, I promise you I'm not making this up,
Oh no.
Pinocchio in Outer Space.
Oh.
What?
That just sounds
It's
bad.
It's real, and it is bad. It's
Yeah, I would imagine.
I
Seeing as
assume-
I've never fucking heard of it.
I assume it was made with somebody's drug money. Anyway,
That's like Sherlock Holmes in like the 42nd century or something like that.
You want to talk about wild things? The startlingly large quotient of Alice in Wonderland pornos.
There are a lot of them.
Hey Nate, this episode's for you.
I'm not even joking. There's like a
No, trust me, I know.
there's
Yeah.
like a porno musical.
There is. It came out in 1977.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway. So.
Speaking of things that won't be covered on the podcast,
Fair
The
enough.
Cheshire Cat is played by a very tall black man.
Huh.
unless you give us Patreon money, and then we'll make it a Patreon exclusive episode.
Or we'll just sit here all sitting uncomfortably watching a musical porno of Alice in Wonderland that came out in the late 70s.
Do you want to see our uncomfortable reactions? Pay me, motherfucker.
I'm just gonna sit there catatonic. Anyway, originally the concept of the film, which, by the way, is one of those small animals making a big world out of everyday objects type settings.
Always fun.
Yeah, like Green Mouse Detective.
Yeah, incidentally came out around the same time.
Yeah.
Originally, it was going to be more akin to Disney's Robin Hood with, anthropomorphic animals. But eventually, Bluth suggested featuring just, little animal world existing, underneath human society, a la the aforementioned The Rescuers. After viewing The Rescuers, Spielberg agreed to this, and it was from there that Emmy Award-winning writers Judy Freudberg and Tony Geiss, later known for their work on Sesame Street, were brought in to expand the script.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say this name sounded familiar, and I'm like, oh yeah, I read a book about that.
About Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting book.
When the initial script was complete, it was extremely long and was heavily edited before its final release, as proven by the 86-minute runtime.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to hear what ruined children's educational television? It's the least shocking answer of all time.
Capitalism.
Ronald Reagan.
I'm the government. I'm the government. I'm the reason nothing works.
Yeah, it was literally the whole scaling back on, what you can and can't show children on TV, which just led to. That's why there's a glut of TV in the 80s of children's cartoons that it's just like, buy this toy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because the floodgates opened.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was like, yeah, you can make merch for these kid shows, but don't shove it in the kids' faces. Don't do a bunch of heavy commercial broadcasting.
Yeah, because it'd be like an episode of Transformers and a media commercial for a Transformers toy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bluth felt uncomfortable with the main character's name, weirdly enough, and this will be relevant to the plot of the film. Fievel Mouskowitz. That's his name, Fievel.
Yeah.
Because, funnily enough, Bluth thought that people wouldn't be able to remember, kids wouldn't be able to keep up with a kid named Fievel, but Spielberg disagreed. The character was actually, in fact, named after his maternal grandfather, Philip Posner, whose Yiddish name was Fievel.
Oh.
Huh.
He is Josh.
Yes, as is the character Fievel Mouskowitz.
Yeah.
Because it's about a family of Russian Jewish immigrant mice coming to America after escaping the Tsar's Cossack pogroms. There are Cossack cats chasing them out of Russia.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
I told you this one was a bit on the darker side. A bit.
Goddamn dog lover agendas.
Shut up, you love Mojo.
I'm just saying, when was the last time you saw a kid's movie where the dog was the bad guy? It's always the cats.
You stick up for those cats.
I'm just saying, it's always the fucking cats. Cats versus dogs, the bad guys are the cats. Every children's film, name a children's film where a cat isn't the main character, where the cat is unambiguously good, or at least not mischievous or malevolent.
Dom DeLuise in this movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say this one. We'll get to him later.
Yeah.
There's a comic relief cat named Tiger who's a vegetarian, but
Not how cats work, but okay.
Pescatarian, actually.
Anti-cat agenda.
Anti-cat agenda. Anyway, so
Where's Bowie when you need him?
Lassie was a cat originally before focus groups got involved. That's my conspiracy theory.
I was like, no, she wasn't.
So, it's funny. The whole thing with Fievel's name becomes a plot point because a bunch of the other characters start referring to him by his American or immigrant name, Philly. So that was weaved into the narrative.
Even it goes so far. I'm gonna go more conspiracy with you on this.
Oh my god.
There's
Hold this,
even
Aaron.
a fucking children's show about a happy, heroic dolphin that saves people.
And we're back to the dolphins. Hello, Flipper.
Yes!
I'm watching you, dolphins. You're deep in the industry. You were part of those weird sex experiments in the 70s, too. You fucking weirdo animals. I know you. That's a thing. Look up that woman who thought she could do telekinetic experiments by having sex with dolphins. I bet the dolphins implanted that idea in her mind. And they probably are also somehow behind this anti-cat conspiracy in Hollywood. That is my conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, what's Hollywood near? The ocean.
And you thought you weren't gonna have the energy tonight. We got him, everybody. Anyway, we got him back into it.
What's in California as well? SeaWorld. They're spelling it out for you there, folks. SeaWorld. That's what they want.
Okay. Okay, the score. We're 25 minutes in. The score. The composer
By somebody.
The composer was for American Tale was none other than James Horner.
Hey, I like James Horner.
I like James Horner.
Did he do the Lord of the Rings ones?
No,
that's Howard Shore.
No, that's Howard Shore.
James Horner did all the Star Treks, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Most famous for Avatar, Aliens, Braveheart, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, A Beautiful Mind, Land Before Time.
I'm pretty sure he did like every Star Trek score after Star Trek 2.
Mask of Zorro, Jumanji, The Rocketeer, The Amazing Spider-Man, Troy, and a bunch of others that I'm not going to have time for tonight.
Just look him up on Wikipedia.
Now, the soundtrack actually has a genuine hit and award winner to its name. Grammy-winning and Academy Award-nominated award magnet song, Somewhere Out There.
Oh, yeah, I know that song. That made me cry when I was a kid.
It was obviously turned into a romantic ballad by Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram. Unlike in the movie,
as was the style at the time.
Unlike in the movie when it's about siblings.
That's awkward.
It's like when they talk about love, it's like, familial.
Yeah.
And it's like weird. But
yeah.
It's like how in the 90s every Disney song had like the award bait radio version of the song in the credits.
Yeah.
I hated that as a kid, by the way.
Yeah, you know who
Same
did a
with
radio
this.
version of I'll Make a Man Out of You?
That was a thing.
Donny Osmond.
I mean, he sang it in the score.
Oh, you're right, he did.
He sang it in the score.
There was also another
Wasn't there like a Celine Dion one at the end of one of them in the 90s?
Wait. No.
no, it wasn't Celine Dion. I don't think.
Christina Aguilera did Reflection for.
Oh God, who was it who did the shitty A Whole New World version at the end of Aladdin?
I don't know.
It was two R&B singers from back in the day.
It was bad though.
But it was bad, yeah.
Anyway, this movie actually has a considerable legacy, in spite of the fact that we're covering it here. But again,
yeah, every fucking animator and their mothers worked on this.
Yes. The film was a major success at the box office, grossing $84 million against a budget of $9 million. And it became Bluth's third highest grossing film, right behind The Land Before Time and Anastasia.
$84 million.
Okay.
They're ready. Anyway, it's success.
Sorry, you guys can't hear it, but my brother, right after I said $84 million upstairs, loudly went, "Wow!"
That was amazing.
I love your brother.
Its success, along with that of The Land Before Time and the success of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, prompted executive producer Steven Spielberg to found his own animation studio. This is where it comes in.
Oh, Amblin?
Amblimation.
Oh, right.
Amblin Entertainment is his just general company.
Right.
Yeah.
And Fievel ended up becoming
the mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
that didn't last long.
said studio only lasted 8 years before closing its doors. its filmography consisting only of the first sequel to this movie, Fievel Goes West.
Which I heard is alright.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's popcorn.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, it's the last movie of James Stewart.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He plays a cowboy.
Okay.
He plays a cowboy dog. Anyway,
I was also gonna
He's a
say
good guy, I bet, too.
there are actually some good songs in Fievel Goes West. Tilly. That's a thing in the movie. Has a musical number, and that's actually it's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good.
The real weakness of that movie is that it was a sequel to this one, and it was like way lighter and wackier. So yeah, the filmography of Amblimation, it consists of that movie, We're Back, a Dinosaur's Story.
Oh god.
One of the weirdest fucking movies in existence.
I never had a copy. I'm glad I didn't, but I watched it at my neighbor's house when I was like 8, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Dream.
Yeah, because she was like, "You like dinosaurs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be a paleontologist." Only 8-year-old who can pronounce that. And I was like, "Wow, this movie's fucking weird."
Yeah.
Shout out to Malcolm Thomas if we ever have that guest episode.
That is a weird ass
It is
movie.
so weird. Oh wait, have we all seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
So the guest episode could happen.
Dinosaurs and aliens. Basically.
He's not making that up. Anyway, so is that movie, Fievel Goes West, and Balto, which
Balto's an okay movie.
Balto's decent.
Yeah, I have a story about Balto. So when I was in the 5th grade, my middle school had a rule that we weren't allowed to watch any PG-rated movies without a parental note signed by every parent of every student in the classroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your school sucked.
Yeah. And also, we weren't allowed to watch anything past PG in high school without a parental note.
Okay.
And I'm just like, which is why someone forged a signature so we could watch The Breakfast Club in high school. That's rated R.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a interesting idea.
And then there was a lot of stuff they had to cut out in versions of the Scottish play. And anyway, I'm digressing. Anyway. So when I was in the 5th grade, we were learning about the weather.
Okay.
About like weather patterns and stuff.
All right.
And the reason that this movie was PG wasn't they put it on the note was like for inclement weather.
What?
And I'm like, it's Alaska. It's always inclement weather.
It's
like not because there's action or dogs getting hurt.
I was expecting that you were gonna say that the film that they were using to teach you guys about weather was Twister.
No, it was Balto.
So, as alluded to earlier,
how is mine somehow better? Yeah, show them fuckers Twister.
As alluded to earlier,
that movie is the reason I have a phobia of fucking tornadoes.
Show them fuckers Twister.
Yeah, show these 11-year-olds Twister.
That's our next T-shirt. Show them
fuckers Twister.
We're getting that in a coffee mug, I swear.
As alluded to when I was mentioning the sequel,
we gotta get Russell with a big cigar.
Show them fuckers Twister. and like the fucking vest and the...
Literally half of this episode is the goddamn intro.
Anyway, as alluded to in discussing Amblimation, an American Tale also I can't.
Why is it so funny?
Give them all phobias of tornadoes.
As alluded...
Give them all tornado
Damn,
phobias.
little fuckers need something to be scared of. Their lives are too good.
No, we need another one to give them tornado phobia.
Anyway, as alluded to in discussing Amblimation, an American Tale also spawned a 4-film franchise with the aforementioned Fievel Goes West, while there were two other direct-to-video sequels.
One of them was like The Secret of Manhattan or something. They were like Native American mice living in the It gets weirder. It gets weirder. They're living in the subway system.
Are there alien mice?
No. But they have an underground city, like, and the subway's being built, and they're living under the subway.
That one is called The Treasure of Manhattan Island.
Thank you, The Treasure of Manhattan Island.
And weirdly enough, it's not nearly as racist as it could have been, because they got a Native American voice actress for for Colina, I believe her name was.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Colina.
How is some random direct-to-DVD children's film less racist than most Hollywood films?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still filled with fucking,
Yeah, of course.
Weird and yikes shit.
but
They're living in the fucking subway system.
and the fourth movie, Mystery of the Night Monster, is something I'm convinced was an abandoned script from a Scooby-Doo movie that got passed on to American Tail.
Oh, God. I wish
I
we could
think
cover
it
some
was.
Scooby-Doo movies on here.
I mean,
Maybe we could.
I mean, we could probably cover some of the
I plan on
stuff.
I plan on bringing Batman Beyond Return of the Joker to the table.
I do love that one.
I haven't seen it.
Perfect.
It's not a bad introduction to the character either.
I gotta say, though, it's a shame we can't do the initial, early Scooby-Doo direct-to-DVD movies, because I think we've all seen those
Zombie
ones.
Island,
Seen it.
Witch's Ghost,
Seen it.
Alien Invaders with that weirdly hot
That one's
alien chick.
alright. That one's alright.
It had the hot
I
alien.
Maybe? I don't know.
Wait.
Those played on Cartoon Network all the time.
Have you seen Cyber Chase?
Yes.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, it's not very good.
But
Music's good, though.
yeah,
There was a PBS series called Cyber Chase. It taught math.
Had a very obnoxiously difficult PS1 game.
oh, it sucks.
It's very bad. It's a very hard Crash clone.
It's a Crash clone with slow controls, terrible obstacles, bad attacks. But we're really getting off track. Daulton is the uninitiated on this. I will say this for an American Tale.
Let's talk about Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Fridays.
I like that game.
It's a very good game.
It's actually not a bad game.
Probably the best licensed Scoob game.
Very clearly made by fans. Anyway,
Also, if you want to watch An American Tale, it is for rental on Prime and I think Hulu. Not Hulu. It's Prime and one other streaming service.
Pluto, I believe.
I don't know. I have it up on my phone. I can look it up.
Apple TV.
Apple TV. That
and
was it.
if
It was
you
Apple TV.
if you want to listen to Steely Dan, pick whatever album you think you would probably gravitate towards the most.
But yeah, I'll say this for An American Tale.
You said to throw Steely Dan in an episode of Killer Score.
Yeah, I did.
I'd say it's mandatory viewing for animation people and people who like kids movies with a dark thing, a bit of a dark plot.
Yeah, Roger Ebert said this movie was too dark for kids.
Hilariously enough, Don Bluth is of the opinion that kids can take anything as long as there's a happy ending.
Yeah, it's funny. Ebert had a lot of weird opinions. If it was a horror movie, he was basically like, ah!
Yeah.
He gave Spawn a 3 out of 4 stars.
What the fuck?
If you ever want to be baffled and personally angered, go watch the old Siskel and Ebert reviews on Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Blue Velvet.
Yeah, they get so worked up about the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah. Anyway,
They're like, moral degradation of society.
I'll say this: there are times in the third act of this film that I think it gets way too kiddie for its own. The
you
tone.
think there were some studio heads that stepped in.
Yeah, and the first 2/3 are 10 times better than the last third.
Yeah.
But
I was also gonna say, bring Roger Ebert back from the dead and have him watch Thanksgiving 3.
Jesus Christ. So Daulton, go ahead and read this here plot summary.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
You are the uninitiated.
A young mouse named Fievel Mouskowitz, Philip Glasser, and his family immigrate from Russia to the United States by boat after their home is destroyed by cats. Well, how else were they going to immigrate?
I mean, it was the...
This is 1880s or
It's
something.
the 19th century.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's not like they're going to drive.
That's fair. Anyway.
How did you get here in a car?
Wait, was that it?
No.
No.
During the trip, a fierce storm throws Fievel from the ship, and he loses contact with his family. Luckily, he manages to sail to New York in a bottle. What the fuck? Their Irish mouse, Bridget, Kathleen Bloor, an Italian mouse named Tony, Pat Music, he better be offensive, and a kindly cat named Tiger, Dom DeLuise, help Fievel search for his loved ones. I'm just saying, this better be Sopranos level. That's anti-Italian description.
Kinda. Anyway,
Dom DeLuise, I think, was the better Italian character than Tony.
Fun.
And he's the fucking cat.
Props for getting an actual voice actress for Tony, though. Because Pat Music did, like, all sorts of cartoons.
Gotcha.
Anyway, after this almost 40-minute intro,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
let's crack in.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And we're back on Killer Score after screening An American Tail. So,
This movie's kind of problematic.
it is.
Yeah.
It has... So, way earlier in the show, I had a troubling habit of letting rose-tinted glasses really bring some flawed-ass movies to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And after episodes like Nightcrawler and Near Dark and Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, and Drive and Road to Perdition, I thought I was safe from doing that again. I was sadly mistaken. I will say this for An American Tail. It's admirable for a movie like this to have the ambition that it did at the time it came out. It's got great animation. The score, as expected of its composer, is good. And, you know, it's got great art direction for capturing that time of, you know, American history. However,
There's a lot of problems.
lots of problems. Tonal problems, pacing problems, narrative problems,
Racism problems.
I think you want to know what I think happened?
What?
I think my brain might have subconsciously shut the Chinese mice out of my memory to protect myself.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, good on you, brain. I owe you a beer later. Anyway,
I'm sorry, that's a really funny statement considering anime.
well, yeah, that was the joke.
Oh.
Anyway, time for the uninitiated.
Oh boy. I'm drinking pineapple juice.
That's good. That's good for your system.
Tastes like a pina colada though.
Oh, I
I don't like coconut.
I do like pina coladas. Well, I could always take your pineapple juice from me.
That's fair.
You know, let me try it real quick. See
Yeah,
if I
try
actually.
it. It vaguely tastes coconut.
Oh, okay.
It's probably like made in the same manufacturing plant or something.
Probably, let's say. Oh yeah, you know, I'll drink this.
Yeah, I mean, I do like it. It's just I
Okay,
taste
well,
coconut.
I'll just let you have
We
it.
can share it.
Well, okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
I don't like this movie. I believe I said it was twee precocious shit. I know, like, this movie has a strong cult following, and people are gonna, like, want to kill me for saying that, but this movie is bad, and you should feel bad. I have never seen so much racial stereotypes in a children's film since the Aristocats, which came out like
20 years earlier.
yeah.
10. I believe it was 10.
So yeah.
That was the dark age of Disney.
For context, the video game awards are going on right now. Dalton's brother is watching watching it right now, and he's losing his fucking mind.
Over something got a remaster. I hope it's Fallout 3.
We'll ask him about that. Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Anyway,
sorry, I'm desperate to talk about anything except An American Tail. And guys, get this. The title.
Is a pun.
It's T-A-I-L.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
ladies and gentlemen.
Instead of T-A-L-E.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've broken him.
There's mice in this movie.
Cats have tails too.
And the cats, guess what? They're the bad guys. What a concept.
Daulton, are you gonna be okay?
This movie fucking sucks. I don't care about, like, oh, it's groundbreaking for animation. The voice acting is pretty across the board bad.
Yeah.
It's children's film slop voice acting, where everyone's doing a voice.
Yeah.
You just turned into Ed Wynn for a moment.
Where all the children sound like this, and then they sing like that too, and their voice cracks.
Audio editor here.
Yeah, you deserve it for this time. People who actually like this, wow, even my TV showing a better cult classic film we should be watching instead.
It's showing body bags.
I broke you.
Are you familiar with that one?
Yes. Haven't seen it, but I'm familiar.
Oh yeah, we should do that sometime.
That is a spooky season episode, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. Great idea.
We're still doing spooky season. Yeah.
By the way, great idea. General premise for a anthology film, because it's all set in a morgue.
Oh, okay.
So it's all like, hey, oh wow, look at this corpse. How'd this one bite? Let me tell you what.
That's a cool framing device.
Yeah, it's really good. And Carpenter's one of the
directors.
No, he's one of the mortician, like the people that works at the. Yeah. It's fun, and I think the other one's Tobe Hooper.
Oh, okay.
That's badass.
Yeah, so two famous horror directors be like, let me tell you how this guy died, you know?
Okay. So...
Sorry, I'm just thinking of other things to talk about. We could do Demon Knight sometime. Demon Knight would be fun.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, it's one of the Tales from the Crypt movies?
The good one.
The good one.
The Bordello of Blood sucks.
Yeah. Like,
because vampires...
It could have been so much better with vampires, but no, Demon Knight's better. It also has the better poster too, with the Crypt Keeper and like the filmmaker gear
with the beret
and the sunglasses, like peeking down. Like,
does he have a cigarette?
Okay.
What is it? There was like an era of film posters where so many posters were people peeking down of sunglasses, like.
Hey, even They Lived in it.
Yeah. Was
Risky
it
Business?
Yeah, I was about to say, was it Risky Business that started that?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big financial success.
It was just, and it came out before They Lived. Yeah.
It's funny. Risky Business is one of those movies I've never seen, and most people I feel like haven't seen. They just know the scene.
It's okay.
Yeah, but like it's one of those films where you're like, oh yeah, Tom Cruise dancing in his underwear, and then you look the movie's premise and plot up, and you're like, what the hell was this movie?
Yeah.
There's like a whole thing about prostitution in the movie.
Yeah, it was like Rebecca De Mornay's first big role.
Yeah, there's like a whole big prostitution plot and Risky Business.
It's a romance.
It's like when you find out. It's like when you actually sit down and watch Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, and it's all depressing and shit.
Yeah. And you're like, whoa, what the... And racism is a huge part of the plot of the film, and overcoming racism is a big part.
Segue! Okay. Yeah. So let me...
Segue, okay.
So, Now, before I continue this, and before the yarn unravels on behalf of my friend over here, Daulton...
The yarn unravels that's holding this tripod up.
If we continue,
okay.
and we must continue.
Yeah, I know.
Will you at least acknowledge that there were things? There was a framework. There was something that could have worked had it not been drowned in twee.
Absolutely. Like, I think kids can handle darker stuff. I think Don Bluth's right. However, I feel like he didn't go hard enough on this with the darkness.
I mean, one of my favorite movies when I was a kid was Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that's a really fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Funny enough, a film that also's low point is trying to put in comic shit for the kids.
Yeah.
The Gargoyles.
The weakest link by a long shot. They're not Olaf bad. They're not Olaf bad.
Come to think of it, and okay, I'm gonna have another hot take people might hate here.
Comic really sucks.
Yeah, there's almost no comic relief character in a children's film that I've ever liked or thought enhanced the plot of the film in any way.
What about Pleakley and Lilo and Stitch?
You see, Pleakley works because it's a comic duo.
Okay.
I feel like comic duos work way better than just a straight up comic relief character.
Dracula?
Like, plus,
Okay.
Pleakley's likable
That's true.
because Pleakley's something we can all relate to. A guy who's like a guy who's way too good at his job and is surrounded by morons that don't understand him.
And is out of his element.
Yes, and is out of his element.
Pleakley and
And
Jumba. We do like Pleakley and Jumba.
they're fun. They're fun, and they're so gay. They are so
Wait,
gay.
That is true.
Genie? But then Genie also has dramatic stuff attached to him.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying, like, this is where I'm going to circle back to saying people are going to hate me when I say this. The weakest part of Mulan is Mushu.
Yeah.
That's fair. Honestly, oh god.
Like, Eddie Murphy ended up being way better with the comic relief stuff in Shrek.
As Donkey.
And that's also because Shrek was, an outright comedy
and also poking fun
at Disney tropes.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Drac.
I know people love Mushu, but I'm sorry, he's not allowed to be in the same movie as Reflection.
And she shows up immediately after.
Yeah.
So,
about tonal whiplash.
Yeah.
So, the problem... Sorry.
Oh, so I've heard this argument before online, and I want to know your takes.
Okay.
Is Reflection a trans rights anthem?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I mean, when will my reflection show who I am inside? You can't get more...
This reminds me of the funniest thing that's going on right now.
What?
Did you hear the surviving members of the Village People are fighting right now?
Actually?
Yes. One of the members is very mad. Because apparently one of the members is a right-wing Republican.
Oh.
And is like, no. YMCA, that's not a gay anthem. That was never written as a gay anthem. And the others are like,
bro,
yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is a song about getting your ass blasted.
Deal with the Village
Yeah, the
People.
YMCA locker room.
Yeah.
The fucking Village People are all gay pinups. What the fuck are you on, man?
We should totally cover their shitty movie sometime on the podcast.
Oh god, I forgot there was a Village People movie.
Yeah.
Also,
Yes, but we also must...
It killed a studio.
Also, I want to ask people this. I'm going to ask the audience this question.
Okay.
Have any of you gone for Halloween as a group, as the Village People?
Oh.
Because my friends planned on doing that back in high school and it never happened.
Dibs on the cowboy.
Oh, we should do that. I'm not going to be the Indian.
Yeah.
The Native American.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not Cherokee enough to do that. I'm very distantly Cherokee, but not that much.
Okay, shortest straw. Shortest straw.
Anyway, in a vain attempt to bring this back on topic, in American Tail.
I have another question for the audience.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Have you heard YMCA in a minor key? Doesn't it sound like Dragon Ball Z music?
It does, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it kind of does.
It does sound like Dragon Ball Z music.
Anyway,
the Japanese score.
so, an American Tail. Big problem with it that I said throughout the movie, and people, I know he's cute, he's got an iconic design, he's on all the posters.
Actors have gotten so much better over the years.
That's true. I mean,
but-
look at Over the Cardinal.
Or I was gonna say, look at
Steven Universe.
Yeah, that's the exact example.
Amazing World of Gumball.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not even my main point.
Yeah.
The main point I have about Fievel is, I'm sorry, he's kind of a nothing burger of a character.
Yeah, he's just kind of annoying and screams a lot.
He stumbles into danger stupidly, and I'm obviously all the shit that happens to... Okay.
Okay. Fievel's main trait
Yes.
is his curiosity.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a film where the message is like, yeah, racism is right, except for, a few good ones. There's some good ones. What is the primary trait people associate with cats?
Curiosity.
You could have made this a movie about breaking down stereotypes and showing how we are more alike than we realize. Fievel's like, oh my God. They're like, this is a naturally curious people. I'm curious too.
And I
Like,
think they tried, emphasis on the word tried, and failed with Tiger, because his whole existence is
I'm not like the other cats.
yeah, it's like his whole existence is like, hey, it doesn't matter if you're a member of the ruling class, as long as you've got the capacity to help
For
people.
empathy.
Oh, also, just like every Dom DeLuise character, vaguely gay coded.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Just a little. Yeah, because he's got like the bright purple shirt.
Yeah,
Well, it's established that the purple shirts are like gang signs.
but none of them were wearing.
No, they were.
purple.
They were all wearing shirts with the same emblem on them, and some of them were purple.
Really?
Yeah, there were different shades.
It's kind of a blink if you and
Yeah.
blink and you miss it type thing. But the problem with Tiger is that the mess.
shows up way too fucking late in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie's over half
Movies
its
are-
length
you're already
over.
an hour into the movie, and then Tiger shows up.
You could have made this a whole movie about how like racism is bad.
But they just
They
made
they
it.
kind
They
of
borked it.
but they're just like, nah. There's cases where racism is absolutely right, like those filthy cats. We're like supposed to cheer when they get reverse hate crimed.
And then, not to mention, there's some like crazy revisionist history going on. Much smarter YouTuber than me, Dan Olson, pointed out that while the movie does point out that there was racism thrown towards immigrants, the emphasis is on the word was.
Yeah.
As in, racism is a big old monster thrown into the river just like those cats.
And then, get this.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
They're like, we're saved. We didn't drown. And then the anchor raises up on a Chinese ship, and they play the music.
Like, they play chopsticks.
You know the music.
The faux...
The music.
The faux...
The
Asian
Orientalist music that doesn't have an actual name, but it's just that vaguely racist tune you hear whenever an Asian culture is associated.
We all...
Yeah, like the beginning kung fu fighting.
And the fact that there's all those stereotypes about Asian people and cats.
Yeah.
When that moment happened and the anchor, like, when the camera zoomed out, we all just fucking retched. It was...
See, I had a sneaking suspicion. I hadn't seen this movie since I was probably 10 years old. But I had a sneaking suspicion when they kept going back to the
ship.
It was the ship that
The
was
Hong
called,
Kong ship.
It was called the Son of Hong Kong or something.
The Star
I
of
think
Hong
it was
Kong.
called
Star-
Spirit of China.
No, Spirit of Hong Kong.
Spirit, no, it was called
It had Hong Kong
Star
on
of
it.
Star of Hong Kong.
Star of Hong Kong.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm like, oh no, where's this going? And
I'm
then
like-
I was like, oh fuck, that's where it went.
I'm like... Yeah, I think my
Because
brain...
they played that music every time they showed the ship.
Oh yeah. By the way, the music in this sucks outside of the actual like
Score?
instrumental stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's James Newton Howard. Of course, it was gonna be
It's James Horner.
James Horner. Wrong person. Wrong James.
Who's James Newton Howard?
He's another film composer.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
a lot of Jameses.
A lot of Jameses.
A lot of Jameses.
A lot of gems.
Damn it, Jim. He's a doctor, not a composer. Anyway,
Jesus, even 60 Star Trek felt less racist than that.
Yeah.
yeah, because it had what's her name?
Uhura?
Yeah,
Oh, and Michelle Nichols, yeah.
Michelle Nichols.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And
score.
also, like, Gene Roddenberry is a piece of shit. I'm gonna get that out of the way. But like, I'll give him credit. He listened to his cast when they would be like,
Hey, let's not do that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, The Naked Time, one of the earliest Star Trek episodes, one of the most famous. You know, like, oh man, like a thing, like like flour gets through the ship's air ducts that has like a weird intoxicating effect that makes everyone act irrational, or something like that. Something causes everyone to act irrational, and Sulu's big thing is he starts acting like a romantic swashbuckler character and stuff like that. With a rapier and stuff.
With him with the shirt off and the sword.
Yeah, because Sulu's more the soft-spoken dude, yeah?
Yeah. It's like everyone's acting kind of like out of character, basically.
Yeah.
And that was originally going to be him acting more stoic and formal Japanese with a katana. And he was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be a pirate.
Yeah, he's like, I am not doing
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, like, dude, really?
Yeah.
The one Japanese guy on the show is going to do that, you know?
This movie needed somebody to be that person.
Yeah.
It needs someone on the crew.
To be like, let's dial it back,
not.
please.
Or just be like, let's not.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Let's make a movie that's like, yay, racism and hate crimes, and also throws out the most insane stereotyping imaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also,
because the Irish guy, the first Irish person you meet, is like drunk off his ass all the time.
And dressed like a leprechaun.
Oh, no, sorry, the second one. The first one you meet is a starving leprechaun.
And of course,
and the second one you meet...
pale. And the Irish guy... the first
guy?
Italian guy you meet, he's got the big mustache and like the slick back hair and the open shirt, and he had a problem with the mafia, which is why he was on the ship.
cat mafia.
Yeah.
And he literally says "Mamma Mia."
Yeah, I'm gonna say it one more time for fans of this movie, and you guys can disagree with me. Tony straight up should have been the main character. Like he gets more done.
Tony is a more likable character.
Yeah,
sure.
He's got like an artful dodger, but a mouse thing going for him.
Yeah,
and
if they cut out the Mouskowitzes and just did a movie about Tony and like Bridget, I'd be like, okay,
cute little romance. Yeah. One that doesn't last for all of 2 minutes before becoming a footnote.
This is just one of those movies that's like, it was supposed to be a TV special. I can see that because there's too much padding for an 80-minute film.
Yeah.
There's going to be a subplot about doctoring votes. And then there's going to be a romance story. And there's going to be a good cat. And there's going to be a subplot about them building this giant thing.
The Mouse of Minsk.
And there's so much shit that just gets tossed out there.
There's like 6 subplots going on at once.
It's like
there's like an E and an F plot.
It's weird. Like, it's weird to think that they tried to make an anti-racism message and then just completely
shot the bed.
Worked it, yeah.
Completely. But I'll say it again, Tony. He's the one who ends up unmasking. Who fucking cares about spoilers for this? Spoiler alert: the oversized rat is actually a cat in disguise, and Tony, not Fievel, Tony is the one who unmasks him.
Yeah, by slingshotting him.
Yeah,
twice.
and also, I know the voice acting is way too over-directed for its own good. I'm gonna still give them credits for actually having a main character be voiced by a fucking voice actor, because Pat Music was in a whole bunch of Hanna-Barbera productions before and after. We were talking about Scooby-Doo movies earlier. Have you ever seen the Ghoul School one?
Yeah.
She was the Frankenstein one, Elsa.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Have you seen Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School?
Nope.
You haven't seen Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School?
I'm 99% sure.
Spooky season. Let's do
we
it.
can do that any time of year. Why not?
It's so cute. Okay.
One of the only good parts of the Red Shirt Shaggy era.
It's the best.
That was a thing?
Yeah, there was an era where Shaggy wore a red shirt. There was this weird era where the Hanna-Barbera people were convinced that, like, the only things people cared about in Scooby-Doo were Scrappy, Scooby, and Shaggy.
Yeah.
And they completely writ out Fred,
Remember
Velma, and Daphne.
Scrappy?
Yeah. Oh god, I remember Scrappy.
And during that era, Shaggy was inexplicably wearing a red shirt for some reason.
Huh.
You fucking pop filter.
Wasn't Boo Brothers also?
Boo Brothers.
I think I did see the Boo Brothers.
Yeah. The
I just
one
forgot
that
about the red
revealed that Shaggy is a descendant of a great Confederate general. Why did they do that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Man,
What
wow.
was the point of that?
Wow. So much racism in this one. Jesus Christ.
Weird. And like the subplot is him like inheriting a plantation house.
That's very.
Well,
That's the main plot, actually.
well, everybody wave goodbye to whatever chances we had for monetization, because it is going now.
Yeah, we still need another like 600 subscribers before we
100
get
actually.
Hey, fun fact: Boo Brothers.
I thought it was 1,000 you needed now.
It was 500. I thought they brought
I
it
thought
down.
it was 1,000.
I think it is. I think Richie's actually right.
Oh,
Richie's
okay.
is 5. By the way, did you know Boo Brothers? Not Boo Brothers. Did you know Quill School has Godzilla in it? What the fuck?
At the very end.
Yeah, his daughter goes to the school.
Oh, okay.
Super short premise. Shaggy, Scrappy, and Scooby all become counselors at a monster girl school.
So it's Monster High, but with Scooby Doo.
It predated Monster
Predated
High.
it.
I know. I know it did.
Yeah.
You've got
Proto Monster.
There's
High.
a weird subplot with Dracula and racing.
no. That's the
yeah,
reluctant
that's a-
werewolf. That's the one where
That
Shaggy
one
becomes.
sucks.
Shaggy got a girlfriend in that one.
Oh yeah, he did.
It was not good. Anyway,
Oh, it's a really bad. It turns into a whole wacky racist thing for the last portion of the movie.
but yeah.
Wait, Hanna-Barbera owned Wacky Races, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
Couldn't they have just like
Used
straight up
Wacky Racing?
throw like? Couldn't they have just thrown like
Hanna-Barbera-
Dastardly Muttley in there as a quick cameo?
Hanna-Barbera makes no fucking sense. Anyway,
No, they don't.
I love them for it, but
Oh yeah.
but
Those painted backgrounds in Scooby Doo, let me tell you.
oh yeah,
There's
gorgeous.
one nerd thing video on that. Go watch it.
It's really good.
But yeah, Goal School, it's got so many cool characters. You got a feisty little werewolf girl.
Yeah.
You've got Sabella, the vampire girl.
I love the Ghost Girl.
Phantasma.
Phantasma.
Voiced by the late Minnie Mouse, Russie Taylor.
Oh, she's so good. Wasn't Christmas Vacation her last movie?
What?
No, the last movie of the original Betty Boop voice actress was actually a Christmas Vacation.
Wait, did she play the grandma?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Grace died 30 years ago.
It's either that or Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where she came back to voice Betty. She actually came back to voice her.
That's right.
Okay, then it would have been Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that did come out after Christmas Vacation, I'm pretty sure.
No, I think Christmas Vacation was 1990.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
I thought it was 89.
We're getting back to the main topic
So
in a
was,
moment,
Roger
folks. I
Rabbit.
promise.
Roger Rabbit was like 88, 89.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Christmas.
Yeah, we'll eventually get back to the main topic when we care enough to get back to the main topic.
Yeah, where were you over an hour in?
But yeah, we're getting there for some like sum ups, I guess. 89.
Was Christmas Vacation?
Yes, so I guess it was.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Roger Rabbit was 88, wasn't it?
I think it was the same year.
Might have been the same year.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, we've already gotten way too far from the main topic. Anyway,
Grace died 30 years ago. That's like having a conversation
it's
with
one
my
of the most
grandmother.
quotable movies of all time.
Yeah.
you in the Navy.
Yeah.
Still in the Navy.
Shut us fool.
But yeah, this movie,
That is good.
it really does feel like An American Tale had like all these bad moments that my brain blocked out to protect me from complex trauma.
It's one of those things where when you're a kid, you don't think about it because you're just like, yeah, this is a children's film. This is what these are like.
And
Yeah.
then, like,
It's like when you're a kid and you think Quest for Camelot's actually a good movie. Yeah.
even as a kid, I hated that though.
Yeah, same.
Like, I thought, let's give Fievel credit. He may be dumb, but he's not Kaylee from that movie.
Yeah, like
Kaylee's a fucking dumbass.
even
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I thought like even I knew that some of these Scooby-Doo movies weren't that good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew We're Back was bad.
We're Back is a weird one, and we will get into this if Malcolm Thomas joins us for that. We're Back is not a good movie, but it has so much quality. It is one of the best animated bad movies I've ever seen. It's like 8 Crazy Nights.
Where the animation's good, but everything else sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Like that movie confuses me more than it amuses me. Annoys me. But An American Tail.
Okay, here's the thing with American Tail. It had a few good ideas, and then they pulled them all together. It was a mess. It was terrible execution, and it just doesn't hold up.
That's a lesson that I try to teach with some of my episodes too. Like,
I that with my episodes too. I mean, look at 5 centimeters per second.
I try to do that more intentionally nowadays with stuff like The Wiz and with Spawn, movies that have absolutely not held up in the fucking slightest.
Spawn really hasn't held up.
Yeah.
Nor has The Wiz.
That's true. Isn't The Wiz coming back on Broadway?
Maybe.
I think I heard something
comes back every few years.
I think I heard they're doing another revival.
So the moral of the story, especially in these trying times, don't take.
May I offer you an egg?
Huh?
May I offer you an egg?
You brought that joke back last time too.
I did, yeah.
Don't watch movies like this for fables about immigration.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't, and be kind to immigrants.
Just be good to people.
Just be good to people.
No, don't be nice. Be kind. There is a difference.
Nice is diplomatic. Kind is
actually
helpful.
Yeah.
That would have been
the difference between nice and kind. Nice is saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you." Kind is actually helping you.
Yeah, supportive.
Yeah.
That was the heartwarming, big giant speech I was gonna give before this movie's poor aging completely derailed that message.
Yeah.
And Daulton, I just want to say, I'm sorry again.
You're good.
Cool. That the other moral of the story is make the movie wheel smaller.
Yeah.
It's a big list. They're not all gonna be gems.
Yeah.
It's 100 Floors of Terror.
Oh no, yeah, they're not all gonna be good.
It's 100 Floors of Terror. They're not all gonna be masterpieces.
Okay, but how many floors are David S. Pumpkins?
So,
that's one of the few SNL skits I can get behind.
Go watch the David S. Pumpkins sketch.
It's really good. I know Halloween is long over, but it's a year-round thing. Go watch David S. Pumpkins.
I mean,
this is gonna be a hot take here for some of the SNL fans. The best SNL skits are the absurdist ones that make no sense.
That is true.
Like the Hip Hop Kids sketch where Andy Samberg's the straight man in a bunch of Landshark.
David S. Pumpkins.
More cowbell.
Jim Belushi's Weird Samurai, I think he would do.
Oh yeah. Wait, Eddie Murphy as Gumby.
Yes. Anything involving
where they turn
that actor's name?
Where they turn Gumby into an old Broadway dude with a Yiddish accent for some reason.
What, Tim Robinson?
No, the guy from Portlandia. They had a series of sketches on SNL where he played Prince, and it was like the craziest thing ever.
Oh, you know what else are good?
What?
The my favorite, one of my favorites, Russell showed with me in high school. We would quote him all the time. The Chris Farley, Adam Sandler bits where they played that old married couple.
Ha!
Oh God.
Underrated.
Yeah. Please God, kill me now. Zagat's.
Okay, I gotta hold this. We're just gonna text something.
Also, we're basically wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're basically wrapping it up, to be honest.
Final thoughts. I think it sucked. I didn't like it. Statler and Waldorf laugh. Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Daulton, remind me if I do a Don Bluth movie, the next one's got to be Secret of Nim.
I hear that's a lot darker than this one, so I'm all aboard.
It was on the wheel. The wheel just landed.
Yeah.
It's like Indiana Jones. You chose poorly.
Oh shit, you're next.
I am next.
You are
The movie
next.
Did you pick?
I did, but the problem is it's another Don Bluth movie.
Fuck.
Come
I told
on.
you I was gonna do this movie months ago.
Yeah, but after...
Knowing what it is, though, it's bound to be a better one.
That is...
Yes.
Depends on who you ask.
It still has a dumb comic relief character, though.
Yeah, it's got Bartok.
Oh, yeah, he's the weak link.
Yeah. He's just kind of there to be like the genie.
Why am I doing another Russian-related film? This is
because
two Don Bluth Russian-related movies in a row. What are we doing, guys?
I don't know.
I don't know. I picked this before I knew he was doing an American Tale.
Do you have another one you could pick?
Okay, I'll hold off on Anastasia.
I would appreciate that.
Let me go to the Google Drive.
I'm sorry, folks. I can't do two Don Bluths in a row.
We gotta have some variety.
I gotta have a cool down
Where the
period.
fuck is that file?
I gotta have, I can't,
Episode planner? Do you want me to pull it up? Everybody?
I can't, look, man, I gotta have a cool down period for my abilities like a hero character. Okay. Yeah, go
so
past.
Scroll down the line.
Yeah, go past.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first live killer score episode pick.
Fuck it, let's do the Black Cauldron.
Okay. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Alright.
Literally,
well, you don't want to do One Wonderful Sunday.
No, it's like a summer movie.
I thought it's in the winter in that movie.
Wait.
Summer.
There's the thing where they're saying how cold they are?
Can I point out one winter movie, just in case you want to take it way too far in the opposite direction?
Where?
Right above Napoleon Dynamite there.
We're not doing that movie right now.
Wait, real? Oh.
We are not doing Hard Candy right now.
Too much?
It's a bit too much right now.
That's fair. This is
I'm sorry, I don't want to see Elliot Page castrate someone after...
What the shit is this episode?
I don't... Fuck it, we're doing the Black Cauldron.
Okay, Black Cauldron. Killer score.
That'll be episode 62. It is streaming on Disney+.
Right after this comedy of errors. Till next time.
Have a good night.
Welcome to episode 61 of Killer Score, starring Drac as the new third host.
Can I have my seat?
Theoretically, I mean, it's your child.
Yeah, technically he's his brother's child, but okay.
Fair. Anyway, Daulton, time for you to prime yourself for the...
Okay,
well, I gotta sit down either way.
Yeah, she's gotta sit down.
Go.
This is going in the stinger blooper.
It
easily.
Is.